Time for Football at 4, and we get to talk about one of my favorite NFL categories, quarterback leadership. Why is it one of my favorite? Because it is discussed as one of the few things that everybody thinks they're an expert at. And by the way, I'm no different. It's actually, do you know what it's similar to? Talking about leadership in sports is similar to talking about golf in sports.
Okay.
Because, like, we know as, like, a general population, we can't, for the most part, windmill dunk, right? So we look at it and we go, all right, yeah, I'm going to have to kind of take, LeBron's word for what it's like to be that kind of an athlete. Like, I can't shoot like Steph, so I'm just going to kind of, take his word that it was a good shot. But golf, because we've all been out there and out of an entire 18-hole round, we've made 2 shots that feel like professional golf shots. We can look and think like, oh, this is what they should do. This is how you play that hole. Right? We're watching the U.S. Open right now. Like, oh, then he did it to the fat part of the green like I did 2 weeks ago when I hit the best shot of my life. And leadership is similar, right? Like, if you've ever been part of a team building activity, like in middle school, if you had to go to a ropes course and work together to get across the ropes course, you're like, yeah, I can talk about leadership with some kind of I've done it before. I can talk about golf with some kind of I've done it before. So you look at Bryce and you're like, Bryce Young, going into his second year, needs to be a more vocal leader than he was his first year. What makes you say that? Bryce Young this year needs to take the offense in complete control, and he needs to really get in people's faces. And I'm going, what makes you say that? The only thing that anyone should expect from Bryce Young is, and this is where I believe I'm an expert, is just be himself. Are you a loud person? Be loud. I'm not saying annoyingly so, but if you're a quiet person, be quiet. And I'm not saying melt into the wall. I'm saying you have to lead in your own way. Don't be an impressionist out there. I'm going to try to be Tom Brady and get fiery on the bench, or I'm going to try to be, I don't know, somebody with a completely different, try to be Cam Newton.
Don't write a speech and rehearse it every night in the mirror before you go out there for minicamp.
Like, oh, Carolina fans used to love Cam. The team loved Cam. I have to come up with a signature end zone dance. Should I dab or should I do the Superman?
Gritty.
Should I gritty? No. If you're not a dancer, don't dance. I thought it was extremely funny, right? During mandatory minicamps, Panthers players have to go to their media availabilities. Jadeveon Clowney made his first appearance with the Panthers, and he was asked his impressions of Bryce Young so far. This is part of his answer.
Quiet guy. I know he's just trying to fill it out. When you're a rookie, you don't want to step, but everybody's expecting bigger things from you because you're the quarterback. That's the only thing he don't know right now. Like, we kind of trying to pull him up there because he's the quarterback, The quarterback is, to me, is like one of the biggest pieces in the National Football League. You know that. Everybody buy into their quarterback, the play of his quarterback. They carry the team. So we need Bryce to energy. Like I tell everybody, it's all about his energy. If you believe it or not, we want to see you believe it or feel it. And get guys to buy in and get on board with that. You can lead us if you just,
Quiet guy. He talks about, like, I need more energy from him. Well, Deontay Johnson is another newcomer to the Panthers, and he was asked about Bryce Young, and this is what he had to say in part.
Do you see him sign?
Yeah, I think he'll be okay. He's making plays. He just ain't no talker. I played with Deshaun Watson, who wasn't no talker either, but he can play.
Hold on.
Wait.
That's Jadeveon Clowney.
Stop the track.
That's Jadeveon Clowney going on and on more about what he was saying about being quiet. Do we have the Deontay Johnson clip, or should I just tell him what he said?
Nope, we have it right here.
Here's Deontay Johnson.
Around somebody and just get to know them, it's different, and they really bring out that other side that you normally don't see. And I feel like once we step in between them lines, Bryce you see the leadership that everybody. I feel like everybody don't really see that, but he's a great leader in my opinion. Even though he's young, everybody whenever he's talking, everybody got all eyes on him. showing them respect that he's earned. So, and I feel like it's been going great. So, but other than that, he's a great leader, vocal. So he talks a lot, to be honest. So he talks a lot, but he's a great leader. Like I said, all I can do is just keep being there, helping them and stuff like that. Just continue to grow as a player.
So you have Jadeveon Clowney saying he's quiet, he needs more energy. Deontay Johnson, he laughs. He talks a lot. Ha 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 ha. He talks a lot. Bryce Young, don't try to be anything other than what you are. Okay? If you are a talker, be a talker. I use these examples all the time, but think of the two greatest basketball players of all time, Michael Jordan, LeBron. Michael Jordan, we saw Last Dance, right? Part of his leadership thing was like he didn't respect Steve Kerr until Steve Kerr punched him in the chest.
Right.
LeBron has won 4 titles, seemingly wanting everybody to be his best friend and wanting everybody to go out to dinner the nights before games, wanting everybody to get their families together. You don't have to be Peyton Manning. You don't have to be Tom Brady. You don't have to be Cam Newton either. You can be Bryce Young. So like, and by the way, it works differently for everybody. Sometimes even I'm sure Tom Brady didn't lead Rob Gronkowski and Randy Moss the same, right? Like I'm not saying Jadeveon Clowney and Deontay Johnson are wrong. Maybe Bryce thinks Jadeveon Clowney doesn't need somebody in his face all the time, and Deontay Johnson needs more communication. Maybe it's because it's offense and defense. Maybe it's because Bryce is an effective leader and he recognizes that not everybody reacts the same. Think back to like the youth sports that you played, right? Some kids, when the Pop Warner coach yells at them, they go into a shell. Oh, coach doesn't like me. Some, when the Pop Warner coach yells at them, I'm gonna show coach. I'm gonna work out twice as hard. I'm gonna show up even better. You got to figure that out. That's part of being a leader. Oh, Bryson needs to be more vocal. Year number 2 is his year. I'm going, I don't want him to be vocal if he's not vocal. If you're a lead by example guy, be a lead by example guy. Speaking of, here's Bryce Young on how he would describe his leadership style this year.
For me, I want to do whatever is best for the team. I'm going to be true and authentic to who I am, and I'm not going to be someone that I'm not. But also, I feel like it's my responsibility. It's not, hey, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to say. I'm not going to. This is a speech I practice in the mirror, so it has to be said. I think it's my responsibility to fill in the gaps to make sure if we're in a spot where we need to, the energy's low, my responsibility to make sure we bring it up. If it's where we're too high, it's my responsibility to make sure we're focused and locked in. So for me, it's making sure that, I'm learning my teammates, knowing the guys, knowing the team, and then being able to give whatever is necessary.
I like what that answer is, because he didn't say how he's going to do it. He said what he has to do. Right? It's if the energy's low, I got to bring it up. He didn't say, like, I have to yell at people, or I got to get in their face, or I have to make a big play. Just whatever it is that you do to ignite the team, you do it. When energy's too high, I got to reel them in a little bit. That might be a, hey, everybody up on me, I got something to say. That might be a finger wagging at one of your best players. Whatever it is, leadership is a unique thing. It is a very unique thing. And if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times, which means you won't mind me saying it once more. A locker room is the best place in the world at snuffing out inauthentic. If you try to be something that you are not, the locker room will figure it out in 2 seconds. Right? I always joke that the locker room is the number one place for what's your 3 favorite songs then? What I mean by that is, if somebody asks you, like, who's your favorite rapper, and you don't listen to rap music, but you don't want to tell them that, so you lie and you go, I love Nas. Locker room will be quick to hit you with, what's your 3 favorite songs then? And you have to go, I don't know. They snuff out inauthentic in 2 seconds. So if Bryce goes out there yelling and screaming because he thinks that's what he's supposed to do as a leader, they will snuff that out in 2 seconds.
I almost remember when you talked about how last season after that Chicago Bear loss on Thursday Night Football game, that's when he finally kind of not lost his cool, but went in there and started yelling at the team, and it seemed, nothing really changed after that, and maybe that's part of the reasons because that roster last season with some of those previous players knew that Bryce Young coming in there and firing off and trying to set a fire underneath everybody just wasn't his thing. That's not who he is.
It might be his thing. It might not. Whatever he does, I want him to do it because it's what he does.
It's authentic.
If he snaps, like some of the most calm people that I know, and I'm sure many of you have people that fall into this category. Some of the most calm people that I know are the most, they have the breaking point, the snapping point, right? Where it's like, chill, chill, chill. You say a magic word, or it gets to a level, or you upset them in a certain way, and all of a sudden it's bing, bang, boom, fireworks. If that's Bryce, that can be Bryce, right? I can take 7 losses in a row. I can't take 8. 8 losses, I'm coming in yelling. As long as it's him and it's authentic, I'm fine with it.